Hey Wildcats, it's Mrs. Russell. I'm here to talk to you about your tic-tac-toe choice board homework. We're going to go over how to read it and get it, how to actually do it, and how to prove to your teachers that you did it. So let's get going. The first thing that we're going to need to do is we're going to need to go to your class. Now, I'm doing this on Sunday, and your classwork is actually not going to show up till Monday. So if you're looking at this a little bit early, that's why. On the stream page, this is really great for announcements, like when your teacher announces that you had a great day or some important information is coming up. But for work, you always want to go to classwork. You can see that this is organized by week. We're starting our third week of school. So we're going to click on this assignment. We can see that there are instructions right here on our screen and that there is a sheet attached. So we're going to click on that sheet. Okay, so at the top, there are instructions. The middle box is required in order to meet expectations. That means that you can do 3 in a row, but if you don't do that middle box, you're not going to get a 3. All right? You can do more than 3 if you want to challenge yourself and earn a 4. The reason why your teachers love this choice board is that it really differentiates and allows you to choose what works for you. Maybe you're having a really busy week at home, right? You're taking care of younger siblings, or maybe you live in 2 homes and you're switching between the homes and you've got sports and clubs and you're busy. So you're just going to do the 3. 3 in a row, get it done, you're good. Alternatively, maybe the next week, it's a quieter week for you. You don't have so many activities and you feel like you really want to challenge yourself. And that's when you would push yourself and do more than 3 in a row. It's your choice. And the ability to think about your week and figure out what you need to do to push yourself is a life skill that you need and that's really important as you grow up. So practicing this throughout the year is going to be really essential. Okay, when we first look at this, there's 9 boxes. So you have 9 things that you can kind of pick and choose from. We're just going to start in the left-hand corner up at the top. If you choose this box, you need to read 30 minutes in addition to whatever reading time we do in class on Monday. In order to show that you've done this, you're going to type a short summary on what you're reading and what's going on in your book. Okay? Activity break. Since school is sitting in front of a screen so much, we want to make sure that you're getting up and moving. So do you run around in the park? Do you play with your dog? Do you do gymnastics or football or soccer? In Google Classroom, it says under comments, I'll fix that, but in a document, you're just going to share what you're doing in complete sentences. Okay, this one's pretty easy. It's the Wildcat way. We just want you to explain it to someone in your family. And then just type up that you did it, who you told, and what it means. We talked about the Wildcat way when we were building our respect agreements, and you can pop back to those, that's in the first week of your Google Classroom, or you can ask your teacher. I'm sure they're going to be talking about it this week in school. Okay, skill review. We started talking about culture last week, and we're going to continue that conversation. So for this one, you're just going to write a couple of sentences. Going back and looking at your diversity wheel is going to help you do this. All right, middle box is I Ready. If you went to school in this district, then you did I Ready in elementary school, and we continue that. It's a really helpful tool for your teachers to know what you can do in terms of vocabulary and reading comprehension for both literature and nonfiction reading. We know it's not everything. We know it's not the whole picture. We know that some kids test really well and some kids don't test. And we keep that in mind the whole year. But we do this as a whole school, and it's a good place for your teachers to know a little bit more about you. All right, skill review. By this time, you should be in no red ink. Every student was assigned a diagnostic. It's about a 20-25 minute quiz that tells us what you know about grammar and punctuation. And then there's a little mini lesson on nouns. Please make sure they're done by this week. Time will be provided in class. So this is kind of another nice one where you can mark it off because we're giving you time to do it. All right. In your advisory class last week, you created a social and emotional goal. So maybe movement or working on meditating. We looked at some great apps last week. Maybe you're going to use one of those. If you choose this box, you're going to tell us, again in Google Docs, what steps you're taking to achieve that goal. Show and tell. Now, this one probably doesn't make sense right now, but it's tied to an assignment that we're going to be working on. So you're going to get more information about that later this week. The last one is short story. Type up a short story and underline or highlight any common or proper nouns that you use. Okay, so that's where we're at. How do you let your teacher know that you've done this? Well, you can highlight. I'll choose like a greenish yellow. You can highlight the ones that you're interested in doing, right? You could print this off and color it and then take a picture and upload a picture. That's what I had my kid do. She's a 6th grader. You could simply just tell your teacher which 3 that you did. So let's say these are the 3 I want to do. I love reading. It's really easy for me to get 30 minutes in and type up a short summary. iReady, my teacher's going to have me do this in class on Wednesday. It's my job to make sure that it's done. And short story, I want to write a short story. Okay, how do I prove that? Well, I'm going to go to my Google Classroom. And for this one, we're actually looking at the homework that was due last Friday, September 11th. And that's because I am in a 6th grader's classroom right now. And this is what I can look at just to show you. So this is for practice purposes. Off to the side, on the right-hand side, it says your work. Right now it says missing because I haven't turned it in. But you can tell that for last week's tic-tac-toe, this student printed off their paper and starred which ones they did. They took a picture of their workspace. And they had a Google Docs where they typed up a little bit about what book they picked out from Sora. Okay, those things are here, and all the student has to do is click Turn In for the work to be done. Okay, now let's pretend that we're doing these 3, right? So on a Google Doc, I need to write a summary, and I need to write a short story. So I open up a Google Doc, and I can do that by simply saying add, right? Click add, and it'll give me a choice of stuff that I want to do. I'm going to do a doc. And what it does is it makes me an assignment with name and the title of the work. So here's my summary. It probably actually would help my teacher if I made that a little bit bigger, and then they know exactly what they're looking on. I read Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. In my story, Harry currently is struggling because he was entered into a dangerous, competition. Okay, a good summary has the who, the what, the where, the when, and the why. So that's something to keep in mind as you're writing. All right, let's say, what was the other one I was going to do? A short story. Okay, I need to type a short story. So I started one here. Again, we'll make this bigger and bolder so that my teacher can see right away what's going on. I called it the cursed sword. Once upon a time, in a land called Bellevue, a girl named Meredith found a cursed sword. And then I went through and I started to highlight. Girl is a common noun. It's a person. Meredith is a very specific type of girl, so it's a proper noun, and you don't have to, but I highlighted it a different color so that my teacher knows that I know the difference between a common noun and a proper noun. I would continue on with my story. Okay, let's say that I did all of this by Wednesday. I knocked it out of the park, end of the day Wednesday, got everything done. Well, Thursday during my work time, whether that's 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B, out of those, you always have work time, right? Let's say I have a little bit of extra time. So I want to challenge myself, and I'm going to add on a few more things. I'm going to do the activity break because I have to walk my dog anyway, so that's really easy to do. And let's say, what other one do I want? I want to do no red ink because I'm a word nerd and I really enjoy that, and it's pretty easy. Okay, so now I've done 3 in a row plus 2 more. That's going to get me a 4. But I have to remember to let my teacher know what activity break I did. So I'm going to go back to my Google Doc, and I'm going to highlight this, right? Make it big so that my teacher knows that I did it. Underline it. All right, activity. I walked my dog Reese every day. We usually go about a mile or two most of the time, and then I'm going to keep writing, right? We go around my neighborhood, but sometimes, and then I'm going to keep writing, right? When I'm done with this, I'm going to click Turn In, and what that does is it takes me back to my classroom. And eventually it will pop up here and I can click the Turn In button. It'll say, do you really want to turn this in? Yes, I do. And now my teacher has this work, okay? It shows up on the teacher's end so they know what's going on. All right, so we went through how to read it, we went through how to do it, and how to prove that you did it. I hope that this helps you. And remember that if you have any questions, you can re-watch this video. Like if you're not sure or you can't remember how to add a document or turn it in, you can skip the first part and watch the second part again to help you so that you're getting your work turned in on time. Hope you have a great week. I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.